This is Heidi Faye Santos, the Editor-in-Chief of the Rizalite, the official school publication of GRI Orani. For this episode, we had a sit-down interview with Mr. Aaron Gabriel Vipantig, a GRI alumnus and the Editor-in-Chief of the Rizalite in 2016. Now, he is an experienced journalist and works as a social media lead under the Department of Audit and Management, Media Affairs and Community Relations Office. We also just concluded the 2025 Campus Journalism Summit with the Rizalite journalists, in which Sir Aaron shared his knowledge and expertise, shedding light and bringing wider perspectives about journalism. I realized how vital journalism is for our lives, and as a student journalist, I got inspired to explore more and do better in this field. I hope that it will also pique your curiosity about journalism and storytelling as we relate with more people, amplify voices, and share their stories with the community. All of this magnified under the Spotlight by the Rizalite. Good afternoon po, Sir Aaron. First of all, thank you so much for accepting this invite to be with us for this episode. But before we begin, allow me to introduce myself first po. I am Heidi Faye Santos. I am a 12th grader here at GRI, a STEM student po, and currently I am the Editor-in-Chief of the Rizalite. And I'm very much excited to talk about our topic for this episode, which is all about journalism po. But of course, we're also very excited to know more about you. So would you please introduce yourself to us po?
Hi, Heidi.
Yes.
To our audience, I'm Aaron Gabriel Pantig. I graduated here in Jose Rizal Institute, Orani, batch 2018. So I graduated from the Humanities and Social Sciences strand. The Editor-in-Chief of the Rizalite way back 2016. No, so that's 6 years. 6 years? No, 8. 8 years na pala since nung naging EAC ako ng the Rizalite. Grabe, sobrang tagal na. And yun, it feels really good to be back here in JRI and be able to share knowledge to our fellow Rizalians. And of course, thank you, Heidi, for this opportunity. And I hope pag-uwi nyo, may mga bagong knowledge talaga yung natutunan from the talk earlier.
Yeah, of course, sigurado po yan. Kasi kanina Rizalians, at na yung 2025 Campus Journalism Summit kasama yung journalists ng The Rizalite. And today, additional talk po para i-share sa atin ni Sir Aaron yung kanyang experiences and of course, expertise about journalism. So, I guess we can now start po?
Yes.
Okay. My first question is actually the simplest one.
Okay.
What is journalism for you po, Sir Aaron?
Journalism, sobrang lawak niyan. Sobrang dami natin pwede matouch na field, no? But technically, journalism naman is about collecting, writing, publishing stories, factual information to the public. But then for me, siguro journalism is more than just a career path. Kasi journalism helped me mold kung sino man ako as a person, yung mga principles ko, yung mga pinaniniwalaan ko right now, mainly based siya sa journalism. So, yun, it's more than a career path. It helped me build connections to other people, not just inside the academe. When I was in high school and I was in college, hindi lang siya nakatulong sa pagkakaroon ng connections, but honestly, I'm not gonna be here sa current job ko kung hindi ako nag-start sa journalism.
And kanina rin po kasi nabanggit niyo na iba na po yung journalism nung elementary kami, high school, hanggang nung sa tertiary level po. So, would you please elaborate to us po kung ano po yung differences nung bawat level po na yun?
Okay. Pretty much, nung elementary kasi tayo, the reason why we joined campus publication is simply parang maging panlaban. Di ba? Yun naman talaga yung reason kung bakit sumasali yung mga elementary students. Kasi extracurricular, number 1. Number 2, bragging rights. Siguro, naisip nila, you look cool kung isa ka sa mga panlaban ng school. Which is totoo naman. you look cool. And most of the time kapag nasa elementary level ka, it's more of the competition lang talaga. And everything nakaasa ka pa sa coach mo, sa school paper advisor nyo. Pagdating naman ng high school, medyo tumataas na yung demand. No? It's not more about the competition na. Yes, nandiyan pa rin yung technical advisor, but yung mga high school student journalists, part na talaga sila ng decision making kung ano man yung mga nangyayari sa publication. So aside from the competition, nagko-cover na rin ng events like mga foundation, sports fest, battle of the bands, anything na nangyayari sa university. Basically, ano na siya, part na siya ng trabaho ng isang high school student journalist, no? So, habang tumataas yung level ng educational attainment mo, tumataas din yung responsibility. Pagdating natin ng college, sobrang hindi na nakadepende yung student publication sa technical advisor. Kumbaga, according kasi sa batas natin, sa Campus Journalism Act of 1991, allowed na si tertiary campus publications na hindi magkaroon ng technical advisor sa editorial board, no? But then, syempre, it's different pa rin kapag may isang professional na tumitingin sa gawa mo. But then, yun nga, katulad ng nakalagay sa constitution natin, allowed na siya. Na hindi allowed ng tertiary campus publications na hindi magkaroon ng technical advisor. No, aside from that, lumalawak na rin yung kino-cover mo kapag nasa university ka na. So hindi lang events ng school yung kino-cover, events within the city kino-cover nila rin, and even national issues na may impact sa province or sa city na kinabibilangan ng student publication, kino-cover na rin pagdating sa college level. And of course, pagdating ng college level kasi mas nagkakaroon na ng immersion papunta sa pro level eh. So, you get to meet yung mga professional journalists. So, nakaka-build ka ng connections with them and nakukuha mo yung practices and kung paano sila kumilos. So, yung papunta talaga siya to pro level ng journalist. So yun yung pagkakaiba from elementary to tertiary level.
Ngayon, nalaman po natin yung differences ng bawat level na yun. Ngayon, ano naman po yung importance or impact ng campus journalism?
Super important ng campus journalism. Siguro I'll just based with what the law says.
Okay.
No? Nakita ng legislators natin how impactful yung journalism sa development ng youth. No? Hindi lang pagdating sa pag-angat ng skills nila when it comes to writing, radio broadcasting, photography, cartooning, ano pa ba? Basically kahit anong nakapasok sa campus journalism, hindi lang siya about improving, no? It's more on shaping din, no, yung morals and principles ng isang estudyante. Kaya siya importante.
And speaking of campus journalism and campus journalists, kayo po ay lumaki sa journalism in school, di ba po?
Yes, we do.
At naging EIC pa nga po kayo ng There Is a Light.
Mhm.
And we were so thrilled to know about that. Ngayon, share niyo naman po yung experience niyo kung paano po bang nag-work or kasi nasaksihan niyo kung nag-grow yung Rizalite di ba, throughout the years. So share niyo lang po kung paano po ba yung Rizalite before, during your batch.
During our batch, sobrang passionate. Grabe, that's all I can say about the Rizalite during our time. To the point na 1 month, yung intensive training namin. Minsan, kami na yung lumalapot sa coaches namin. Shoutouts to Ma'am Jane sa Reson, Ma'am Kay, Ma'am Grace Mandala. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much po. The Rizalite won't be here sa kung ano yung The Rizalite ngayon without you guys. Yun, sobrang passionate when it comes to trainings and talagang yung goal is for the Rizalite or for JRI to be one of the top performing schools here in Bataan. So, yun, committed, dedicated, that's all I can say sa batch ng the Rizalite before.
And nabanggit niyo po na nagko-compete po kayo. Is it for the DSPC po? The Division Schools?
Yes.
Okay, so doon po sa part na yun, bukod po sa 1 month na intensive training, ano pa po yung mga ginagawa niyo before to prepare sa DSPC? Paano po yung setup nung trainings po na yun, bukod po sa intensive training?
Of course, bawat coach may specific training regimen yan for specific writers or journalists, no? So, first is identify the weaknesses, no? Yun talaga. Since we've been competing naman, since elementary, nung makakasama ko before, gets na namin kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan namin i-improve para sa susunod na Rescon, mas mataas yung placing namin. And, yun, siguro disiplina din sa sarili. Kasi ako, I remember myself talagang nagsusulat late night, nagbabasa ng news late night, ayan. I even have yung, I don't know if you still do this, yung clear book, and then may mga cutouts ng articles. I don't know, but during our time, grabe, so parang sobrang tanda ko
May collection po, parang lectures niyo po yun.
Oh, parang siyang collection. So, since editorial writer ako that time, so kakat out ko yung editorial ng after ko basahin, kakat out ko yung editorial article ni Manila Bulletin, Felstar, or kung anumang broadsheet yan, and then iipunin ko sa isang clear book. So, parang nakakadalawang clear book yata ako sa isang buwan na intensive training. So, yun.
Tayo po namin gawin.
Hindi, okay lang naman kasi naka-digital tayo ngayon.
Okay,
And guys, so journalism is evolving. So, yung mga practices namin before, possible na hindi na siya, convenient sa panahon ngayon. And yun naman yung maganda sa journalism, no? And sa mga journalists. While journalism is evolving, yung mga journalists, we adapt to those changes.
And nabanggit po ni Sir Aaron yung competitions niya, which is yung DSPC. Pero syempre po, may isa pa tayong kailangan tandaan, which is yung isa po sa mga takeaways ko sa naging summit po kanina, which is yung sinabi niyo po na ang journalism, hindi siya competition lang. It is a commitment. So, maki-elaborate niyo na po yun sa atin.
Ayun. Like what I said earlier, journalism when we were in elementary is more of competition lang talaga. No, but then when you move to secondary level, tumataas na yung responsibility, dumadami na yung responsibilities, and isa doon is yung to be a student journalist every day. No, dapat hindi ka lang student journalist kapag may competition, hindi ka lang student journalist kapag may courtesy call sa principal or kailangan ng representative from the campus publication. Every day na tatapa ka sa school, you should act how a student journalist should act, no? Always remember na kahit saan ka magpunta within the campus or within the vicinity of the campus, remember na dala mo yung pangalan ng publication, and pag dala mo yung pangalan ng publication, dala mo yung pangalan ng school. So, mas mabigat yung responsibility and mas malalim yung commitment na nire-require when it comes to secondary level campus journalism.
Ngayon nataklan po natin yung naging buhay po ninyo as a campus journalist sa JRI, and then yung importance and also the environment ng competition nung time po ninyo. Ngayon naman po, ano po yung naging impact ng DSPC trainings and the Rizalite in general sa inyo po as a person, yung growth po ninyo, and kung paano rin po ito naka-apekto sa love ninyo for journalism?
One thing's for sure, I won't be here, I won't be able to achieve yung mga bagay na na-achieve ko after senior high school kung wala yung The Rizalite. That's for sure. No, kasi si The Rizalite and yung campus journalism, talagang din yung naging foundation, no, nung knowledge pagdating sa pagsusulat, and hindi lang sa pagsusulat sa pagiging leader, no, and then siguro sa maturity, siguro yun, sobrang laking bagay nung maturity and growth as a person kapag naging student journalist ka. Kasi number one, nagiging watchdog ka eh. So, papakinggan mo lahat ng sides. May it be good, may it be bad, papakinggan mo lahat. Kasi you seek for the truth. Okay? Number two, nagkakaroon ka ng sense of nationalism eh. Kapag naging student journalist ka, nagkakaroon ka ng pake sa kung anong nangyayari sa bansa, sa mga issue sa Pilipinas. So, malaking tulong yung campus journalism doon. And again, I would emphasize na I won't be here kung wala yung The Rizalite. I won't be the editor-in-chief of the Adamson Chronicle if not for The Rizalite. No, I won't be able to work with media outlets like Rappler and ABS-CBN without The Rizalite. No? So, I'm really grateful to the student publication for, giving me the foundation na kailangan ko para makatungtong ako sa ganung level.
That is really so inspiring po. Sa totoo lang, parang na-inspire na ako ng sobra. Pero syempre po, may kaagapay po yun eh. Yung DSPC, pati po yung The Rizalite as a person na nasa field po ng journalism. We also heard that you were a YUM student.
Yes.
Ngayon,
Yes.
paano naman po yung naging effect naman po ng humanities side?
Okay, HUMS, Humanities and Social Science. Paano siya naka-affect sa akin, paano siya nag-affect sa campus journalism and yung growth ko as a person. Kapag kasi pumasok ka sa Humanities and Social Sciences na strand, mas nagiging bukas yung perception mo sa iba't ibang, let's say, issue. Hindi lang siya issue but the complexities of human nature. No? Mas natututo ka makinig, mas nagiging bukas yung utak mo na may mga ganito palang bagay, may mga tao na ganito yung opinion, may mga bagay na ganito yung practices. No? So, basically, mas inopen ng youths yung utak ko pagdating sa mga ganong bagay. But then, aside from that, syempre, technicalities-wise, nasa yung sa mga pinakamagaling na writers. I can guarantee you guys. So, yung mga subjects na nakapalab si YUMS, of course, it will teach you to be a better writer, it will teach you to be a better listener, and syempre, better person as a whole.
Ngayon, tapos na tayo sa pagiging campus journalist ni Sir Aaron sa GRI nung year niya. Now, I am sure Rizalians na visualize na natin yung batch ng Rizalite ni Sir Aaron before, pati na rin yung competition setting, the DSPC. Ngayon naman po, kwentuhan niyo kami. Ano po yung favorite na memory ninyo, experience ninyo as a Rizalian?
As a Rizalian. Okay, siguro first muna as a member of the Rizalite, no? Siguro yung favorite memory is yung final year ko na sa GRI, no? Grade 12 ako. And then, all I want that time is to win the SPC, no? Gusto ko lang pumlace for the last time. Kasi, never na siya mangyayari ulit, no? Kasi sa college, yes, there's still competitions, pero again, hindi na siya katulad nitong high school and elementary, no? So, parang, I just wanna win one last time, parang ganun. So, fortunate enough, ayun, naka-place tayo sa DSPC, and then,
Pang-ilan po?
7, 6 yata.
Editorial writing.
Editorial writing. No, I wasn't able to reach RSPC that time, but for me, enough na yun. Kasi gusto ko lang talaga manalo ulit nung last year ko here in GRI. But apart from the competition, maaalala mo for sure yung mga kulitan during the trainings. No? I mentioned earlier na very very dedicated, very committed yung batch namin before. But then, syempre hindi naman mawawala yung mga asaran, kulitan. Of course, aabot ka dito sa school ng late night, no? Training, no? Even Saturdays, nagka-training. And between those training sessions, yung pressure, yung trail, is yung kulitan, no? Syempre, you're just high school students syempre, andyan yung asaran, hindi mawawala. And siguro yung mga Jollibee after yun. Kasi, I remember after lumaban, diretso kami Jollibee. After training, diretso kami Jollibee yun. Parang yung isang second floor ng Jollibee napupuno namin. Ganun kami that time. Wala pa kasing McDo dito sa Orani that time nung kami, wala pang Shopee, wala pang Makinasal. So, literal, Jollibee lang talaga yung puntahan ng mga high school students.
Sobrang solid po.
Oo, sobrang solid nung bond. So, kapag break kaming writers, punta kami yung radio broadcasters kasi sa audio-visual room sila nag-train. So, pasok kami, mangungalit lang kami. Bigla, of course, may sariling bond kasi yung broadcasting team. For sure. Kasi magkaka-team kayo yung magkakasama. And for sure, may sariling bond yung magka-team na writers, yung dalawang editorial writers, yung dalawang feature writers, sports, so on. But then, pag nagsama-sama lahat, iba yung bond eh. Iba yung shared commitment, yung shared love for journalism, no? Sobrang binavalue ko yun, and until now, I'm really thankful dun sa mga nakasama ko during those years, no? So, yun yung favorite moment ko siguro. But then, syempre may mga list tayo. Yan, kapag naghahabulan na ng articles, no, sa broadsheet. Kasi during our time, after competition, yung iba nawawala. Talagang, yun nga, that's the stigma that we want to break, no? Na campus journalism is more than just competition. So, after the competition, syempre, papasok na yung months ng producing ng broadsheet, no? And yung iba, minsan nawawala. So,
Ano pong ginagawa niyo pag nawawala sila?
Naku, pag nawawala, syempre, katakot-takot na
Hahabulin.
na usapan yun, no? So, yun yung siguro, syempre, other side of campus journalism. Kasi during the time, once lang kami naglalabas every year, tapos yung iba magiging inactive pabigla. How about you guys? Kamusta yung culture ngayon? I'm excited to learn kamusta yung The Rizalite ngayon.
Sa batch po namin ngayon, so far, nakakadalawang newsprint na po kami. Tapos, yes po.
Nice. Congratulations, guys.
Ayun, tapos we have the spotlight po para meron kaming alternative po, ganun, sa pag-i-import po ng information and news. And then, upcoming po, broadsheet na po kami.
Nice. That's nice. Nakakatuwa.
Thank you po.
Malaman na ganito na yung The Rizalite ngayon. Sobrang laki na ng pinagbago, and syempre, like what I said earlier, nag-evolve si journalism. So, and ito, yung spotlight, isa sa mga programs or projects nyo to extend pa yung service sa student body, not just sa student body, no? Sa admin, sa parents, and sa alumni nila. So, galing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Ayun. So, next naman po natin, kasi based po sa mga nakwento nyo, pati po sa background ninyo, parang sobrang dami na po, marami na po talaga yung na-experience ninyo. Matagal na po kayo sa field na to. Ngayon, share nyo naman po sa amin kung ano po yung naging biggest lesson ninyo.
Okay.
Na, naging binigay sa inyo ng journalism in life po, in general.
In life, siguro, be fearless, no? Huwag kang matakot to take a leap of faith, no? Kasi, hindi mo malalaman, kunyari, you want to achieve this thing, no? Pero takot ka i-try. Kasi siguro ikaw lang sa batch mo yung gagawa nun. Siguro kasi malayo siya sa nakasanayan mo. But then, paano mo malalaman kung ma-achieve mo ba yung bagay na yun? Or makakabuti ba siya sa'yo kung hindi mo susubukan? No? So, kung makakabuti siya, again, good for you. Pero kung hindi, lesson learned. Yun lang yun. Hindi ka natatalo. Either you win or lesson learned lang. No? So, sa mga resilience natin dyan na natatakot mag-try, mag-explore ng mas mataas na goals, no? Huwag kayong matakot, no? Kasi para sa sarili niyo yun eh. For example, when the pandemic hit, No? Honestly, yung university ko before medyo nag-pause yung, how do you say this? Nag-pause yung yung operations ng school. So, syempre affected yung student publication. Takot ako mga lawang that time. Kasi sobrang uncertain nung pandemic eh. Grabe yung uncertainty na nadala niya. Kung kailan pa mag-resume ulit yung classes, kung, again, babalik pa ba sa normal, no? Sobrang grabe yung uncertainty. So, what I did during the early parts of the pandemic, I applied to the Rappler internship program. No, so I was just a second year student that time. No, second year college pa lang ako. Yung internship supposedly fourth year pa siya, fourth year college pa. But then I applied for the internship program kasi takot ako mangalawang, and kung gusto kong maabot yung goals ko, hindi ako pwede mangalawang. Kung gusto ko maging better journalist, maging better writer, better storyteller, hindi ako pwedeng mangalawang. No? Sabi ko, hindi ako pwedeng ma-stop ng pandemic na to. So, fortunately, out of the more than 500 applicants, nakapalad tayo na nakasama sa 25 Rappler interns that year. So, 2019 yata yan. 2019? 2020. So, yun, if not for that internship program, hindi ko rin makikilala yung ibang networks na nagbigay sa akin ng opportunities. So, hindi nyo alam guys kung kailan kakatok yung opportunity. Yan talaga. Kaya be fearless. Be fearless sa kung anong gusto nyo ma-achieve. Be fearless sa kung anong passion nyo. No? Find your purpose. No, guys?
And bukod po dun sa inspiring na kwento ninyo, bukod sa dapat matutuhan ng isang campus journalist na maging fearless, na matutong lumabas sa kanyang comfort zone para hindi mangalawang, at also to, set your goals, ano pa po ba yung pieces of advice na pwede nyong ibigay sa ating campus journalist o sa mga students in general na gusto pong matuto or gustong tahakin yung journalism, and on how to become a better storyteller?
Number one, guys, you have to remember, before kayo maging journalist, before kayo maging member ng campus publication, student kayo. No? So, huwag pabayaan yung academics, no? Maging disiplinado. No? Kasi, it's stated sa law natin na you can't be campus journalist nang wala kang good academic standing. No? You can't fail your classes. So, despite na may busy tayo dahil sa mga trainings, try to submit on time yung mga requirements, no? So, pasok kayo sa classes nyo kapag wala namang trainings. I understand you guys want to win, no? You want to win DSPC, you want to win RSPC, you want to reach LSPC. Sino ba naman may ayaw, no? Gusto nyo magbigay ng honor and glory sa school nyo, but then, remember, student muna tayo bago tayo maging campus journalist. Yan, and siguro, time management. Papasok na rin dun yung time management, no? Be disciplined lang sa pag-handle. Kasi, gets ko naman, mahirap maging campus journalist, maraming responsibilities, mahirap maging student. But then, kung gusto mo talaga yung isang bagay, I believe, hahanap ka ng paraan para magawa mo yun or para ma-achieve mo yung gusto mo sa career mo.
And that's it, Sir Aaron. That's it, Rizalians. Thank you so much from Mr. Aaron. Personally, sobrang dami ko pong natutuhan. And I hope, Rizalians, na marami rin kayong magiging takeaways for this episode. That is all. Thank you so much and see you on the next episode.